Greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome back. We're doing something a little different here. This is a fan-made game called Metroid: The Threat Never Ends, and I've been playing it. Actually, I have had quite a bit of fun. It's weirdly like a little bit more open game than the standard Metroid game as far as what items to go and pick up and whatnot. But like I said, it's a complete fan game where it's, instead of being a hack where they take a game and then rebuild off of it, they decided to build this from the ground up. So it's pretty cool. Uses a controller. You can use a keyboard. Would recommend using the controller because there's a lot of buttons. A lot of buttons that you can use. So we're just gonna go through on easy. Story isn't actually that important if I'm honest. It's meant to just kinda be there. But we forgive the story because it's actually plays really well. There we go. So we're just gonna go. It's kind of just the same as always. You go grab power-ups, go look around. We have this little X following us. Don't worry about it. He's just our little buddy. So off the bat, one of the things you can't do is you can't wall jump, but do not fret, we will grab that as an upgrade later on. Excuse me. Had some popcorn, I think I got a little bit left in there. And it's our foe, Ridley, and we're just gonna get hit by him a couple times here. Our little ex-friend basically absorbed Ridley, saved our lives, but put us at 30 health, so I was actually hoping he'd drop a little bit of energy for me, make my life a little bit easier, because the beeping will be insistent. Alright, here we go. So this is just me playing through basically, you know, in a quick manner, to kind of just show where all the important items are at in this game and show the game off. So we're gonna just basically skip so much of this text, not that there's actually a whole lot. And then I finally find the energy. I don't have enough to stop the beeping. It's alright though. We'll keep going. So we just picked up the long beam. We picked up the, there we go. Yeah, so there we go. We want the large energy. We picked up earlier the Morph Ball, highly useful. You can double tap like you can in a normal like Metroid game to crouch and go into Morph Ball. However, it's also like set to a button. In this case, for me, it's B on my controller. So you can just quickly just morph in, and then when you morph out, you actually go to stand up instead of in crouch mode as you normally would when you just use the D-pad. I find the button useful in a lot of situations. There's a couple situations where I'm going to want to manually stand up at the very least. There we go. So we're just going to climb our way back up. One of the things I will say that's nice about this game is that drops are pretty consistent as far as if you need something. The game's going to be willing to give it to you. So we've got our first boss here, which is, to some of our steely-eyed viewers and long fans of Metroid games will see that this is not a typical Metroid boss by any sense of the imagination. This is in fact the Armos Knight from Link to the Past. Oh, we're so close, there you go. Don't need all those pickups. Alright, so now we got the wall jump ability. It works. I'll take a little bit of time to explain how this works. So, if you're used to like Metroid Zero Mission or Super Metroid, you're used to having to basically jump at a wall and then hit opposite direction on the D-pad to jump to the other wall. Here, it's much simpler. It's a little bit closer to how Metroid Dread works. All you have to do is jump at a wall and then basically press A. You don't even need to hold the D-pad. You just kind of just jump around and whatnot. You can even get to the top of your, like, jump. Oh, it's not going to work on this wall, I think. But you can kind of, in essence, like, jump at the top and wall jump off of some walls. It's being rather rude. I think I have to actually kind of move into it, but you get the idea. I don't have to be spinning into the wall. That's the main point. It's definitely confusing So I'm actually going to try to show this off, where I'm going to actually show you just with one of my hands in the air, and I'll show you how easy this can do it. I just have to actually start running into it. Like that. I was hoping, if I time it right, you just get that little corner and keep on going all the way to the top. But that's how simplified it is. You just have to chain. You just basically chain jumps. So this game has multiple planets for you to journey around and whatnot. We're just gonna go, go from planet to planet to pick up what we need. Each planet, I guess, has a theme. It's got like, this is what is it, Aquarius, Aquadia, something like that. I don't remember the names, but it's water themed. The other theme and gimmick, I guess, of this is that there's key cards we're going to pick up. They unlock these gray doors specifically on this planet. When we shoot the door, it consumes the key card. So there we go. I'm just going to go down here. We're going to find all these key cards. It's going to be very necessary to collect all the items. Weirdly, we do want to be in the water. The game actually, like, stuttered there for a second. I've never seen that before. It's kind of interesting. But we just gotta be brave in the water. There we go. Another thing you're gonna see me do is, like, just use my missiles constantly. That is, because my beam is actually pretty weak. Like, it really won't be for a while until we get it up and running. If you stand at the ship, it works like a save station. And all save stations, I should say, refill all your energy and your ammunition. So, for me, having to use missiles is not a problem. So there's Argus here, this boss fight, right? The idea is you shoot these little clouds, right? And he moves around and whatnot. Yep. There we go. And then he opens up. Ideally, you hit him with a missile, not with a power beam shot. But you kind of keep on doing that. There's a slightly different way. If you just kind of body check him a couple times, or when it gets... Oh gosh, I can't believe I was in a bad position for that one. I mean, you do lose a bit of energy, so you can take the time to... Oh gosh, I was trying to... There we go. Like, it's a little risky, but... And he's being very unkind about the movement. Not to mention that I'm trying to do this while talking. But you get the idea. You can kind of just... See, he moves those clouds out of the way. There we go. You can kind of see it just consumes quite a bit. Oh, really? But I do want that energy. He spins his clouds around super fast when he's ready to strike, as it were. And I wanted to play that a little bit safely. I didn't want to actually mess up. Otherwise, I would go full aggressive on that. Just be like, no, this is my territory. I don't know if that was intended to be like a strategy to use on him, but it works for me. Oh, no, that did not work. Alright, don't fall in the water yet. We're going to want to jump up here. I believe you can actually make it up here with some really good wall jumps. Before you get the power grip, definitely easier if you have it. So we just grab it when we've got actually got the power grip. But that gives us an energy tank, which is much needed. Just one energy tank makes it a little bit easier. Come up here, grab some extra missiles. If you're used to me saying, like, play Metroid Prime Randomizer as well, normally we avoid missiles, at least in the 2D ones, and even so here, it's not as bad. I do want, actually, a good number of missiles. But we don't... Weirdly, so they do work on bosses, but most of the bosses are actually weak to just your normal beam fire as well, so you can defeat most of them even if you run out of ammunition. Basically, I just need missiles for getting through enemies that just might be a problem. So you'll see me just use everything with missiles, basically. So this is Steel Arius, where we're just... This is where we go and repair our ship, collecting those gears and whatnot. You're gonna want the power grip to get all the gears. go. That's what save stations look like. We will use one, possibly two, I forget. Off the top of my head, most of our saving's done with the ship because we just end up having to fly from planet to planet anyway. We're gonna grab this missile tank. You can actually wall jump up here, you don't need the power grip, but I find it's just convenient since we've already got it. I'm gonna open up that door with the missile. I don't need to go through it for it to count, I just need to open the door. And then it'll be blue when we get back. Alright, we want those. Those are bombs. Very necessary. I always keep forgetting that I don't have the bomb there, because I keep thinking that there's a bomb wall, but there isn't. Here we go. Oh, we're gonna loop back this way. I forgot. It's very easy to forget, like, I've actually legitimately got a list that I look at to remind myself what I need. There's a big pit of blocks that will crumble if I step on those. That's why we jumped to the way we did and took out that guy. It was very important. Alright, now we're gonna loop back. I'm glad I didn't fall down. Every single time I've fallen down there on my way back. And then reset the room so we can actually climb up. That's very rude, but I'll take that. I've never done that routing going up through that room before, but it'll work. It'll be fine and dandy. So I should say about the HUDs, we've got it set up where we have, in essence, an extended mini-map, and then there's an equipment screen that's on the right side. I need to do that first. There we go. Sometimes there's fake Choza rooms and you gotta figure out where the real item is. But we got what we needed. We are good to go now. Normally it's set up to where it's full screen and you have like a little radar style mini-map and whatnot. This way I just find just enables me to have kind of some of the more important information I need. If anyone's watching to figure out where items are at, it gives them information that they're like, okay, so he's got these items, need to look forwards or backwards for that particular item and whatnot. Alright, so now we can go to all the planets in the system, which is good news for us, because we're going to go to the Incendiarian one. Which, the names kind of give away what the planets are like, so this one's going to feature some fire. No biggie. Door. Doors are my true one enemy. Some pit blocks, we don't need to be concerned about that. That's a big missile block door, as it were. Gotta shoot it with missiles. Oh no. The lava is a problem, I admit. Try not to fall into it at this moment. We are not equipped to deal with the hot hots. All the hot hots. Alright. Grab that, which is the fire beam. It does automatically switch us to it, but it's essentially a flamethrower. There are blocks that are specifically... I don't want to actually touch him. No hugs for you today. The fire beam's... It's kind of weird to gauge how strong it is. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, at least we fall off at that point. I'm gonna see if we can get... hang on. I got it. There we go. Yeah, see, so that's what a flame block looks like. It's kind of the same symbol we have in the upper part of the hub above me. But if you see those, that's the flame beam. And we actually will keep the flame beam for quite a while. It's like, it is a little bit stronger. It's different on how it deals damage. We're gonna actually take this save, mostly for the refill. Not necessarily the save. The refills are nice though. But we're gonna keep this beam for quite a while as our standard. Alright. So it may look like I'm kind of firing into the nothing. There's a very good reason. Above us are these blocks, and they're holding these red X. And we're gonna free them. You can use any of your weaponry, the power beam, missiles, because of the gimmick of how this boss works. It's best to use the flamethrower, because it actually just deals like each little fire guy deals damage to the blocks. And that's just the best way to get all the damage done. We fired the missiles earlier because we wanted to deal some damage, so I don't have to take as much time trying to get all the stuff. This boss is kind of like a puzzler, I guess, in a way. It's actually pretty nice. Alright, we're on our last one to get. Okay. Jump this way. So now it says on the bottom, the super flamethrower enabled. You're going to see, our flamethrower is going to look a little bit different. But that's how we defeat Kraid. It's by fire. Seems legit to me. I thought for sure I had him there. Alright, and then we go back to having a normal flamethrower. There we go. High jump boots. We'll go jump around for days. There we go. I believe. Yep. So we're done currently. We're just gonna get out of this area. Oh gosh. These guys are actually really weak, like health-wise. So just basically a flame will do the trick. It makes it very convenient for us. I'm glad I did pick up some missiles or kept some nearby. I have to tell myself to actually do that. I'm actually going to use it there. That would be the smart thing to do, so I can also show off this. So anytime you pick up a tank for a particular resource, like energy, missiles, whatnot, it completely refills the thing. It's not as necessary because we're just going to the ship, but it's good to know otherwise that picking up stuff completely refills that resource. Alright, we're gonna go over this way, back to Aquadia, just to grab this. It's the charge beam. Works as intended, as it were, right? You can do the screw attack, or the pseudo screw attack with it. You can draw in items from a distance with it. The flamethrower does charge up just a lot slower. Hang on, yep, to Greeny Mead. It just charges much slower than the regular one does. But once it's fully charged up, it actually does release like a little shot of heat. That was a poor example of that. There we go. We're actually gonna go up this way. Oh gosh, alright. Much better. Alright. So the gimmick for this little world, as it were, is there's Metroids. They're actually like X-Metroids. It seems weird, don't question it. But we have to defeat Metroids here on this planet to unlock different areas. I'll go show real quickly over here. You can see there's this block that says 5. If you've played Metroid 2, this idea is not uncommon. But we gotta defeat Metroids to unlock different areas, which we do want, because they hold items. So that's the weaker of the evolved Metroids, as it were. We're gonna go over here, though, grab that energy tank hidden in the wall. You just don't even care. Fall down all the way. The Metroids are pretty much invincible, except to the missiles. You're gonna see me taking my time with shots with missiles. No, if you spam missiles, sometimes a missile doesn't actually hit them. It's a little weird. It's kind of like they're invincible. I had to remember which way I needed to go first, at the very least. We'll be back for that room, don't worry. So you'll see me time my shots and make sure that I do hit them appropriately on their weak spots. Basically, as they go through their evolutions, like this is their basic evolution. You've seen basically what their second evolution looks like, but as they become more evolved, technically they get more armor, and so their hitbox is a little bit. Thank you. That's not how I wanted to take you out, but it'll do fine for me. Okay, gotta take a breather right here. We need to jump across. If we fall down, we do that loop all over again that we just did. This is very important. I'm missing one, aren't I? Oh, Nelly. How'd I screw it up? Oh, there must be a... Dang it! There's a door. Hang on. That's the first time I've screwed that up, actually. Like, going into wrong rooms, like, let me tell you. This is like a maze here, navigating all around. Did everything correctly, but went through this door right over here, and I'm supposed to go through that one first. Oh, okay. This one's very important that he doesn't take a lot of missiles, but we don't want to accidentally waste our missiles. Because those are missile blocks, and then which are covering pit blocks to another Metroid. So it's a good day. Alright. And we are killing more Metroids. There's 25 Metroids total in order to get all the items you need to kill all 25 of them. There we go. So we're gonna kill the ones we can. Plus we have another plan. We're actually planning to go up to 10 total of Metroid kills. Oh no, oh, okay, thank goodness. Sometimes I just go through that too quickly, fall down, and I didn't need to do that. Not after already making a mistake. That would have not been good. But now this block completely disappeared, which is good news for us. Because we can now go over this way. Alright, so here we got another boss that's not a Metroid boss. The Lanmola. Again, there's going to be a theme here where it's either from Metroid or it's from Link to the Past to Zelda. Still, it's rather clever how they made these bosses work. Like, kudos to them. And let's be real, there's actually, like, as far as the 2D Metroids are concerned, there's actually not a whole lot of unique bosses. Like, realistically, if you've played Super Metroid, you've seen all the 2D bosses that they have to offer. It's not even a joke, just... So it's nice to see using different bosses from a completely different game utilized in a game. And it makes you kind of rethink on your feet, because you know how you're supposed to defeat them, like in Link to the Past. But now you gotta think about it in this 2D side-scroller aspect. But basically, you just kind of keep hitting for the head. You won't see me fire missiles until, like, I get, in essence, a good shot. So I don't waste missiles and whatnot. But we got the speed booster, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. I'm gonna immediately speed boost. There we go. We're gonna go this way. And, nope, go away. Go away. For the first time, I actually probably could have made that speed booster. It would have been sketchy. If you defeat those enemies, you can actually make it. And then you can save a little bit of time by speed boosting up. I've never had it perfectly because there's blocks you can like go through, but I've never had it yet where, oh, I'm thinking about the wrong room. They look similar. Oh, really? I'm pretty certain I grabbed that last time. Anyway, we want to go grab that. Oh wow, I'm not doing good with jumps today. Let me tell you. Jumps here, I'll be honest, jumps here can be a little bit tricky. Like it's like pixel perfect kind of deal. Just speed boost across this way, because there's a Metroid in there, and that's how you get to him. You can technically speed boost from the other side if you set it all up, but then you go straight through, and then you can't go back, because it does some weird stuff with speed booster blocks and whatnot. Basically, it forms a barrier in those cases where you can speed boost through. In one case, this is a good thing. Me trying to figure out how to get to that boss was not a good thing. That was actually, like, in my first playthrough, that was the hardest Metroid for me to figure out because I didn't think about speed boosting, in essence, from that side. I was like, I'll just go through the other side. Alright, so it's a little unfortunate that we got both of them. I really just wanted the one, but sometimes you can't help it. There we go. So missiles have like a little splash explosion. makes it a little bit easier sometimes. If you can group them up, you can get a free hit off of that missile. There's a Chozo statue, not holding an item, because for some reason it's in there. It's just part of the puzzle, as it were. Alright. So now, gotta rethink. Just make sure. Yep. It'd actually probably just be faster to go through this way, honestly. Like, probably not a whole lot faster. But it may just be. I'm gonna try and speedrun from there. Yes! Alright, because we want to go here. Okay, so now there's this little walker dude. He takes, I think it's like 36 missiles, something like that. So we grab the super missiles first to kind of make our lives a little bit easier. Plus, I can only hit him when he's flying in the air. Makes things a little bit tricky sometimes. I actually want him over here. I can only hit him on the belly or directly, like, underneath him. Makes things tricky. But, if we can get 2 of these missiles to hit in quick succession, it's even possible to get 3 when you get timing right, but we want to be careful about wasting missiles. There we go. Anyway, that's why we did what we did with going for the supers first, because we wanted to make sure that we actually could. I probably could have. Wanted to see if it was possible. Like I said, if you kill the little crawly dude, like, you should make it. Yeah, alright. I have to literally tell myself stop when I leave that room. Because the door transitions so fast that you don't have time to, like, react. It just immediately, you're back going around the world again, which isn't a bad thing. Like, it does make for some pretty quick play, but it just was interesting. Alright. Go all the way back this way, because there was this block that said 10 on it, and now there isn't. Get rid of the flames. Now I got Wave Beam, so now I can travel, my beam can travel through the blocks. It's beautiful. Very useful later on. We're just gonna take this path back. Whoops, that did not work out as I intended. It's supposed to just land on it entirely. Alright. There we go. And there's that. So that's kind of the first part. I'm gonna take a break just so I can split these videos into smaller sections. Don't necessarily need, because this game takes usually about an hour and 30 minutes-ish on average for me. I went as low as 121, or 120-ish on one of my best runs. So, it gives you an idea of how long this game is. But, we'll come back and resume this next time. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you later. Take care, everyone.